Hi there and welcome back. We are going to go to Goodwill and see what we can find. This was in the case when I walked in the store, and it is marked on the bottom. I think it says Lancaster Art something, and the something word starts with a B. I haven't quite figured it out. It's not Eldredge pottery. And on an end cap, they had all of this vintage, I think this is antique, china. And there is a creamer and sugar, salt and pepper shaker, a toothpick holder, and a little jelly jar with a lid. There was this little piece too that I thought was pretty. That is marked Limoges. But I decided to go with the set there with the blue flowers. The bottom of the salt and pepper shakers say patent January 9th, 1912. So I do believe they are antiques. And these bells were made in Korea. All of those little bells had a different animal on top of them. And then this little trinket dish, I had shown this before, and someone had mentioned that this was Wedgwood, and I looked at the sticker and it said Royal Worcester on it. I did leave that there. It is pretty though with the design on it. And then behind it, I was noticing the vases, these two matching vases, and they have man on it. And all I can think of is their Seymour man, and that made in Japan. I've picked up Seymour man figurines before, but those were pretty vases. And then this was a hand-painted piece from the 80s, and it was signed on the back. That was a nice looking rooster. They had some steins. I thought maybe this was treasure craft. It wasn't marked, but it had that fake wood look that you see in treasure craft. This was interesting. I thought it was just the tile in the middle, but it was hooks to hang up your keys. And then this, look at this enamel piece. It's a wall plaque. And at first I didn't think it was signed, but it is signed right there. It has a loop on the back, so it is ready to hang up, or you could prop it against a wall. Look at that. I really like this piece. Then I found some fondue forks, and I do have an orange fondue pot that I'm trying to put together a set. So I thought the fondue forks might go well with the set that I have that I'm trying to make. I was looking at this to see if it was made out of pine needles. I didn't think it was. And then this plate under here with the seagulls, I wanted to see what was going on here. And this was marked 1979. This was a hobbyist piece. And then there was this rose, and these remind me of the Steven Singer roses out of Philly. We hear advertisements on the radio for his roses. I don't know if this was real because I have found a real gold dipped rose before at Goodwill. This one just seemed a little bit too perfect. So I decided not to get that. Looking at this cross with the dove on it could be for first communion or confirmation. Oh, almost had a little disaster there. It was okay. It's okay. Nothing was harmed or fell. This trivet was marked made in the USA. I thought it was sweet with the little ladybug. And then I liked this plate, but it was not marked. It kind of looked like a snowflake with leaves on it and some little copper boots. And then look at this piece. I thought this was really interesting with the profiles all the way around it. I'm going to try and do some more research because I think that is very, very unique, those profiles on it. And then there were these bicycle figurines, I guess. I thought those were interesting. And then in the red section, this I thought had this mid-century modern vibe to it. And then I noticed on the bottom, it was marked in German, handmade, and then it has the name of either the town or the company. But the town name or the company name is double, like they stamped it twice. So it's kind of hard to read. But I can definitely read handmade in German. And then I took the tape off. This always bothers Jenny when I do this. I take the tape off to make sure there aren't any chips hiding on the inside of the lid. I think that is really, really cool looking. A whole bunch of these at an auction. If you have a whole bunch of them, they sell. This is plastic. I came across this trivet with the shells and the glitter. There's lots of green glitter. It's fabulous. And this one does not have a souvenir place. Usually they have New Jersey or California or some type of town or place in the middle of the trivet, and I usually pass those up, but I really liked how that one is kind of anonymous. And these, I believe, are contemporary, but they were so cute in that chartreuse, the green color. I really like them. Then I found this, and thanks to Jimmy, I knew who this was. This is Florence and the Machine. It's a signed poster. It's number 91 out of 100. So I got that. And then I was showing you the lamps. Look at this fabulous Bird of Paradise 1980s vintage lamp. And then there's another lamp I wanted to show you. Look at that. Isn't that neat with the coral and the seashells? So I thought that was pretty cool. And then here was a handy strap stapler. I wish I had had this when I was a teacher. And look, then right by my thumb, it says invented by a teacher. And then I've sold these before. I believe these are probably Westmoreland, if I had to guess. A little child's creamer and sugar. And I was seeing what this was. I think this was to water your plants, because there was a hole on the opening that it was setting on. There was a whole bag of these Santa Clauses. They are marked with the name here, but there were a whole bunch of them. Turns out there were 6 of them in there. And the last thing I found was this condiment set that was complete, even with the little glass spoons. And that wraps up our trip to Goodwill. We interrupt this shopping trip for another episode of our Dogs as Humans starring Jenny. Who do we have here, Jenny?
We have Indy.
And Indy came to us. She's a rescue dog. She came to us in 2016. I was looking for a bigger dog because at the time we had Barney, and we had Charlie,
and we had another Pomeranian actually named Johnny.
Right. So we had those 3 puppy dogs, and I was in the mood for having a bigger dog. And so we went to the SPCA, and they had rescued a whole bunch of bulldogs. And there was a bulldog there at the SPCA named Pearl, and she was a shorter dog, and she was gray. She was your typical looking bulldog that you usually see, but she was very, very skittish, very, very frightened. And then they told us, oh, you have kids, because this Jenny was younger.
Yeah.
And so this lady said, oh, I have a dog that's being fostered, and she's really good with kids. So we went to the house, and we saw this little puppy dog. She's not little.
She's not little. We did not get her as a puppy. We bought her. We got her when she was still a mama.
Yeah, they think she was maybe 3 or 4 years old, and her name at the time was Indigo, but we've shortened it to Indy, and sometimes I call her Indiana. And
because Indigo does not exactly fit her.
No, Indy's a good name for her. And she was a puppy mill mama, and she was rescued with the other dogs from a barn, and she's now living out her best life. So this is Indy. Tell the people what she likes to do.
She just basically lays around the house. But she does love going camping. Like whenever we go camping, we use the red truck as the biggest truck we have, so it fits all of our dogs, including us and our stuff. But she'll just run to the gate and then just runs to the truck. Like she'll just stay there and wait for Daddy to put her in the truck, and then she gets all in her driving mode.
So she sits in the front seat, and Jenny and I sit in the back, and she loves riding in the red truck. One night we were Jimmy and I let the dogs out, and we let her out, and you kind of have to coax her to walk. And all of a sudden Jimmy unlocked the truck, and she heard the truck, and she made a beeline for the truck, and she actually spent the night in the truck. She was fine. It was perfectly safe.
Yeah, she's fine.
But she wanted to spend the night in the truck.
Which
she
is
loves
really
the truck.
Weird. She's a bit goofy about it. Like, she tried to go into the other room that she does not even go into.
In our camper,
she's just being goofy.
Yeah. So, but she loves camping, and she loves the red truck. Okay, are you ready to reveal?
Yes.
There she is. There's Cindy.
And she has a little
Snaggletooth?
Snaggletooth, just like in real life. I made it pointing because I can.
Yeah, Indy's aren't as pointed, but it was kind of funny that she has a little snaggletooth. Here, let me put this in focus here. There we go. And why is her outfit all brown?
Because she is an adorable little brown girl. Well, the shirt isn't exactly her color. It's more of her hair color.
Yes.
I had a bit of a trouble because, with the colors, because for Barney, he's just white, black, well, basically brown. But she is sort of like all kinds of brown. Right. So I had to figure out which one was going to be for her hair, which one for her shirt.
And what's this? It keeps going out of focus. Sorry, folks.
Sorry, everyone.
Okay. Why does she have this dark, cloudy
She has
shape?
a burnt mark, and I
Well,
do not.
it's not a burnt mark.
I mean bald mark. Bald
Yeah,
mark.
a bald mark.
I always. Why do I always think of it as a burn mark? Why do I think that? I'm sorry.
She has a little patch of hair that hasn't grown back, so that's her little bald spot.
Yeah.
All right, and her likes are
Camping and coffee. And why did I say coffee?
Well, maybe coffee places would be comfy places. She's never been to a coffee place. She might like a coffee place.
Comfy places because she loves laying on her bed.
Yes.
Her dislikes are jogging.
Or any kind of exercise.
Well, I just didn't want to make it sound super lazy, so I just put jogging. And obstacles, because she's not exactly great around
she gets
items.
Well, I think it's from her previous life. She doesn't like it when there's things in the way. Like if I'm packing up boxes to ship out to people, and I have a pile of boxes and then paper in the way, and our other dogs will just kind of zigzag their way through it. She does not like that. She does not.
She can't do that. Her big butt's too big.
She likes it clear and open space. She is kind of the shape of a potato. So one of her nicknames is Tater Tot. But she's a very big tater.
She's a tater tot.
Yeah, she's a really big tater. So that is Indy. Let me put it back in focus. I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah, that one's not exactly cooperating.
Okay. So who is going to be next?
It's gonna be Susie because
Susie?
I do not have a great image for Charlie. The only thing I have is his hair, and that's only in the middle. Be honest.
So don't tell him. It'll have to be a surprise.
Yeah.
So the next one will probably be Susie. All right. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much for your kind words of encouragement to Jenny about her artwork. She is currently working on the third puppy dog, and we've gotten a lot of suggestions of her making Jimmy and me or our family as puppy dogs. So I think that would be really, really funny to see what kind of dog I would be. I'd be fabulous. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see ya.